Hey, so welcome to this week's training. This week, we're talking about the one action that can bring you all the success that you desire. Now, it's not the same action necessarily for everyone. It can be one of 9 things that I talk about is daily actions, but the consistent action that you have most resistance to is, with actually no valid reason of why you should have resistance to it, is what is likely going to bring you the biggest success and be able to get all the desire that you want. Okay, so an example. So for example, let me talk about resistance in terms of no valid excuse. So a resistance could be, right, I don't want to, I could say like, right, you got to run across a busy road. Right, what's the game of Fogger? When you start thinking Fogger, what used to be out on the old Ataris and stuff like that. Show me age a little bit. But when now I could say to you, you need to, if you could run across this busy road without getting knocked over, you'll get all the success that you desire. Now, you'd have big resistance to that because, you could get knocked over quite easily, right? You could actually die from that quite easy. So that's a valid reason to have resistance for. If I said to you, oh, you need to go and walk Mount Everest in, naked or whatever, to really kind of stratosphere your personal growth and your self-growth, right? You'll get some resistance to that, and your resistance will be rightly so, because of the potentially life-damaging things, right? So, but where are the ones where we haven't got resistance to, which for no valid, will have resistance to stuff that have no real valid reason why you should have resistance, is daily actions that can really bring you massive success. And the 9 that I kind of look at really as daily actions, if you like AFT, abundance meditation, journaling, connecting, engaging, inviting, which is a big part of the training and the courses of mine. The follow-up, posting content, power hours, for example. Dedicating time, an hour every day. At least an hour every day to doing deep work. Now, any one of those could be your key to all the success that you desire. But what you have to do, first of all, is you have to kind of commit to doing the daily actions. I think this is where working with a mentor or coach going, well, what actions do I need to take? And then coming up. And I like doing this with clients that I first work with. I think particularly the people that sign up for the program, the Building Scale program, and now the weekly mentor program, get 30 days of actions to do a start. There's a lot of actions in there that really send me clues, for example, what they get resistance to. So if it's the inviting part and doing the outreach and they're getting real resistance to that, that kind of says, shows me that that's the bit actually you need to figure out. There's something about that around the mindset. We just need to shift a belief around the mindset of that. And that'll open up the door to that resistance. And actually, once they do it and they see the results, the resistance is gone. And it's super powerful and once you have resistance to something and then you go through it and you get results, you become super powerful with other stuff you get resistance to. But the stuff I talked about, so if you get resistance to doing it, just doing EFT daily, go, oh yeah, it's a good idea, but I haven't managed to do it, I haven't saved time to do it. It might be abundance meditation, particularly journaling, connecting with people. And particularly we look at connecting and posting content, right? So connecting with people might, what's the valid reason for not connecting with people? I feel salesy, I feel icky connecting with people I don't know. That's not a valid reason, because at some point, most people in your life you didn't know at one stage, right? So there would have been a point of connecting with them. You think of like how many people we've got from, really fantastic friendship with people we've met through networking or events or meetings and stuff like that, or even being on the same program, right? It's just connecting with people, right? So some connections wouldn't have happened. The connections we have in school, when we go to school, we're just dumped in school, like secondary school, we've got a very small group of friends from primary school normally. And when you go through secondary school, typically your group of friends, your group of really close friends at the end of secondary school are not the ones that were in your primary school, right? We connect with new people. So there's no real valid reason why you should feel resistance to connecting with people, yet a lot of people do. So that could be your one thing that you find struggling with. You could find resistance to engaging with people's content. Feel like, well, I'm just engaging because I'm trying to get sales and all that. So there could be resistance around that. So everything has resistance, and a big part of my job, I consider with the coaches that I work with, is changing their mindset and their beliefs around, well, what is it you're finding resistance to? Why are you finding resistance? And then framing it in a way which is kind of, well, if we do it this way, would that feel risky? No. Would that feel, and then they no. So it's great. And even following up with people, you know, so following up to people with real resistance. But normally I find that with these set of daily actions, if you set yourself some daily actions, and the one that you'll find resistant to, if you're finding real resistance to posting content because you don't want to be seen, you don't want to be visible, you're worried about what friends or family might say, my close friends to that. So there's some stuff there that you can just very quickly, in a very like one session or a short time, or even with a lot of clients to do, you know, just replying back to an email, you know, saying I've got resistance to this, and we can kind of go, well, asking a few questions and then kind of replying for that. So just through that, you can change your belief and your mindset around why you should do that. If you think about posting content, if you post a bit of content today, are you going to die? Well, you know, what's the worst that can happen? And that's the question that you ask yourself with all of these things. I think that starts changing mindset is, what's the worst that could happen? But reality is that when you start doing a set of daily actions that will move the business forward, which will start getting you leads and getting you clients for your coaching business, and then doing that, saying, well, I'm going to commit to doing these daily actions for 7 to 30 days, somewhere in between there, you'll soon quickly see which ones you're not doing, which ones you're having resistance to, which ones you do first. If I ask you to connect, engage, and invite with 10 accounts each day, and 3 days running, you go, well, I did the connecting, but I didn't do the inviting, then we know there's a resistance around that inviting, because otherwise you would have done it. Okay. So it's the same as like power hours, putting an hour diet each day for deep work. Why don't we do it? Realities, I didn't have time, but it's always in a way to manage your time, which gives you much time. The one around, it's not busy, it's not time, it's that very much a resistance. You're creating a story that you're telling yourself, which is not really there. And actually, once you get through that, your desires that you really want, your success will come very, very quickly. So do some, you know, there's a task that you to do daily that you know to do it. This is probably where you need support and guidance in terms of what then are the best tasks to do. Because if you do it yourself, you'll just pick ones that you like doing. So you're not necessarily picking out the ones that you have resistance to. But if you pick out ones that you have that you're going to do daily, and then just, you know, put it in your diary each day for 7 days, 30 days, however long you can do it. The longer you can do it, the better. But even after 7 days, you can go back and go, well, I've done this, but I haven't done them ones. I haven't done them ones, and I've not done that ones because I feel like this, because I feel like that. And that will tell you a lot of what mindset shift you need to quickly adapt to actually do that, which is super powerful. So there's always one action in everyone that is having resistance to, that you should have no real valid resistance to, because it's not life or death situation. When you think of what's the worst can happen, there's not really a massive downside. So, and when you look at then the downsides compared to the upsides, and look at it like that, is massively outweighs. There's no reason why you should be doing it. And once you really power through that, then you'll see the level of success, and it's like, well, that, you know, that was the change that done it. So I hope this helps. Any questions, as always, put them in the comments. Feel free to DM me. If you haven't signed up for the free training, the LinkedIn training, go and do that. It'll be on my Facebook profile somewhere, or DM me LinkedIn, and I'll send you there's a 3-part LinkedIn training, which is absolutely incredible. I share a lot of stuff that I've paid a lot of money for, and I share with you, and there's some stuff in there that no one else is teaching, and it's for free. So and the 3 videos are about 20 minutes long with no hard selling them. So go and check them out, or DM me LinkedIn and I'll send you the link. And I'll see you on the next video.